Emily, thank you for deciding to share your story. I know this isn't easy.
Yeah, honestly, I was having second thoughts right up until now. But maybe my experience can help someone else not make the same mistake. I've been married to Michael for 6 years now. And you know what? I really do love him. That's the most terrifying part of my story. I can't say I was unhappy in my marriage or that he's a bad husband.
Tell us from the beginning.
This was 2 years ago. Michael was working at this tech company, project after project, deadlines, overtime. We'd been planning this Miami vacation for 6 months. I was so looking forward to those 2 weeks. Beach, cocktails, time just for the two of us. Then, a week before our flight, he goes, "Home, I can't make it. The client needs the system finished as soon as possible." I broke down crying right there in the kitchen. Not because of the money, the tickets were non-refundable, but that wasn't the point. It's just, when was the last time you were truly mine? When did we last make love somewhere other than Sunday morning between your gym session and washing the car?
And you went alone?
Michael insisted. He said, "Baby, you deserve this break. Go, relax for both of us. Send me some pics." You know, it was so practical of him. No emotions. No romance. Just problem solving. Miami greeted me with heat and humidity. Hotel on South Beach. Ocean view. Everything we'd dreamed of. Except I was lying alone in this king-size bed with emptiness beside me. The first few days, I was honestly playing the happy tourist. Instagram posts, beach selfies with captions like "living my best life." But in the evenings, watching all these couples in love, I just wanted to scream.
And then you met him?
On the fourth day, I was sitting at this beach bar, ordered my second mojito. Yeah, during the day, don't judge me. And suddenly I hear, "Excuse me, is this seat taken?" I turn around, and there's this God. How do I describe Jason? Picture a Marvel movie actor, tall, fit, these ocean blue eyes, a smile that made everything inside me flip. He was about 5 years younger than me, a UCLA student who came with friends for spring break. But he carried himself differently than your typical party boy. More mature, I guess. We talked for 3 hours. He told me about his studies, his dreams of becoming a marine biologist. I talked about my work as a designer. For the first time in months, someone was really listening to me, asking questions, laughing at my jokes.
Did you feel the attraction right away?
You know, at first, it was just nice attention from a gorgeous guy. But when he said, "Emily, you have the most beautiful smile I've ever seen," I knew I was in trouble. When was the last time Michael gave me a compliment? I honestly couldn't remember. We started meeting every day. Jason showed me places, tourist. Never see we went to the Everglades, had dinner at these little Cuban restaurants. He was so alive, full of energy, passion for life. Around him, I felt young, interesting, desired.
What about your husband? Were you staying in touch?
Michael would call once a day, literally for 5 minutes. "How's it going? Having a good time? I've got a meeting in a minute." That was it. But Jason, he'd send me good morning gifts, text me that he was thinking about me, ask what I had for breakfast. Such small things, but they made me feel so warm and cared for.
When did you realize you'd gone too far?
Day 7. We went to this rooftop club, danced until we dropped, had cocktails. I was drunk, happy, alive, hadn't felt like that in years. Jason was dancing with me, holding me, his hands on my waist. Our faces so close. Then he whispered, "Emily, I can't stop thinking about you. You're married to the wrong man." And you know what? In that moment, it felt like he was right. Like Michael didn't appreciate me. Like I was wasting my life on a relationship without passion, without fire.
What happened next?
Jason invited me to his room, said he had this incredible ocean view from his balcony, that he wanted to show me the sunrise. I knew it wasn't really about the sunrise, but the alcohol, his eyes, those hands on my back. I nodded. We were making out in the elevator, passionately, desperately, like in the movies. I forgot about everything, the ring on my finger, Michael, the consequences. In that moment, there were just the two of us and this crazy attraction between us.
Emily, if this is too hard, we can take a break.
No, I need to tell the whole story. His room was like mine, just on a different floor. Same ocean view, same white curtains blowing in the breeze. But the atmosphere was completely different. Electricity in the air, this feeling that something was about to happen that would change everything. Jason put on soft music, opened champagne. We stood on the balcony, looking at the city lights, and he held me from behind. I could feel his breath on my neck, his heartbeat. "You're so beautiful," he whispered. "So perfect." And then it was like being in a fog, kisses, touches. We fell onto the bed, and the whole world disappeared. There was only this closeness, this feeling that someone finally truly wanted me, not on schedule, not out of marital duty, but with this primal passion.
And in the morning?
In the morning, I woke up and immediately knew what I'd done. Jason was still sleeping, so young and beautiful, and I looked at him, thinking, God, what have I done? My phone was on the nightstand with a message from Michael. "Miss you, honey. Can't wait to see you." I quietly got dressed and slipped out of the room. I cried so hard in the elevator that people were staring, got to my floor, and locked myself in the bathroom, looked at myself in the mirror. Messy hair, smeared mascara, hickey on my neck, and didn't recognize this woman.
Did you see Jason again?
He texted, called, came to my room, said he'd fallen in love, that he wanted to see me again. And I'm hiding from a 25-year-old, like some kind of coward, because I knew if I saw him one more time, I wouldn't be able to resist. The last few days in Miami were hell. I blamed myself, thought I was a terrible wife, a terrible person. I bought Michael gifts, trying to make up for the guilt. Stupid, right?
What about when you got home?
Michael met me at the airport with roses. So familiar, so dear, my husband. And I realized I do love him. Not like in our first year of marriage, but it's this mature, deep love. What happened with Jason was a flash, an illusion. But when Michael hugged me, I felt like a traitor. When he said, "I missed you so much," I wanted to disappear into the ground. How do you live with that kind of weight?
Did you tell your husband?
No, never. And I've been living with this secret for 2 years now. Sometimes I catch myself thinking, what if he finds out? What if Jason tracks me down on social media? Paranoia, of course, but it's there. You know what's the worst part? Sometimes when things with Michael are the same old routine work, chores, occasional sex, I remember that night, and for a second, I feel alive, desired. Then an even bigger wave of guilt hits.
How has this affected your marriage?
In different ways. On one hand, I've come to appreciate Michael more, understanding that stability, loyalty, reliability that matters too. We started seeing a couples therapist, talking more. But there's a wall between us now. He doesn't know, but I do. And when he says, I trust you completely, I want to cry. Because his trust is built on a lie.
Do you regret what happened?
Every single day. It was the biggest mistake of my life. Yeah, maybe our marriage lacked passion, romance. But we could have talked about it, worked on our relationship, instead of me looking for answers in someone else's arms. But you know, there's this tiny, terrible part of me that doesn't regret it. Because that night, I felt like a woman, not just a wife. And that scares me more than anything.
What would you tell women who find themselves in a similar situation?
Don't do it. Seriously. No matter how much you convince yourself that it doesn't mean anything, my husband won't find out. I deserve a little happiness. Don't do it. It will destroy you from the inside. If there are problems in your marriage, fight for it or live honestly. But don't cheat. Because you're not just betraying your husband, you're betraying yourself. And you have to live with that forever.
Emily, thank you for being so open. I hope your story helps our listeners.
I hope so too. If even one woman hears this and stops herself, then my shame wasn't for nothing.